afternoon. We are coming to you live from Fort Bragg, USASOC Best Squad, day number 2. And I'd say it's a good day because where are we?
Oh, we're at my favorite place. We're at the range. We're at Range 37 here at Fort Bragg, doing some awesome weapons competition. It's a stress shoot. They are working their butts off, running up and down and shooting at targets.
So this is day 2 of Best Squad. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, this is the ultimate test for squads within our enterprise. We have 8 different teams being represented here this week, and they're being tested on all types of events to make sure they have what it takes to have that coveted title.
Absolutely. And today I would argue is probably one of the most important, especially for a fighting force. You have to be able to work under pressure. If you cannot move, maneuver, and shoot under stress, huffing and puffing, running around, then you're not very effective. So this today is all about testing that integrity, that strength, and that mental fortitude.
And this isn't something they just roll out of bed, show up to do, right? This takes a lot of coordination, a lot of preparation.
Yeah, years of training. Obviously, everyone goes through basic combat training, boot camp, and you get a little hands-on with that, but that doesn't really drive in the actual need to understand your weapon system and do what you need to do. You need to go through years of processes and training and muscle memory so that when things happen, you can react the right way.
This is the day that I'm going to take a back seat as an intel officer, and I'm going to let the infantry officer share a little bit more of his knowledge. But we're also going to have interviews throughout the broadcast. You're going to hear from...
3?
No, there were 3 yesterday. This is number 4.
Oh, this is number 4.
Yeah.
Yes, they've done 3. They're on number 4. Yeah, they did 3 yesterday. They're probably tired. And after this event, they even have another event that goes into the night over to tomorrow morning, which, I mean, they're not going to be sleeping much this entire week. So that's all about what this is making sure they're tested and their stress levels stay calm enough to perform.
Stress, handling it well,
yes.
But they're prepared for this. So 8 teams, as we mentioned, 40 soldiers showing up here at Fort Bragg for this competition, and they're from across the enterprise. So you have the 75th Ranger Regiment, you have the 160th, you have 1st Special Forces Group, 3rd Special Forces Group, who else? Who am I forgetting? 95th CA, 8th Psychological Operations Group, there's one more, I think. JFK Special Warfare Center in school. All of those teams are being represented, and they're all fighting for that title.
That's right. I love watching all of these squads compete. It really motivates me, especially, I mean, this is my element, right? We're shooting weapons and doing the infantry things. I'm motivated more than ever after watching all the guys compete yesterday. And then, of course, you hear the gunfire in the background, they're at it.
You're just gonna have to get used to that. So that's, I don't know if we can go switch over to our second camera so you can get a little bit better of a shot. Alan, of course, we're gonna have the expert come on in a little bit to walk us through what they're being tested on. But can you kind of just give us a general understanding about what these squads are doing right now?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously this soldier is running down the lane. He just fired, I believe it was 25-meter targets with his M4. After pulling a rope with 90 pounds. And then he's running down to get set for his next. He's got to fight his way up or down, however he wants to do it, off of a platform and hit some targets and then move to the next platform and then go to a pistol shoot. All of this is going as fast as possible.
And we actually have the perfect people to be explaining what's going on. These are 2 of the AOs for this competition. I'm going to switch out, and Alan is going to ask the experts what they're looking for.
Joining me live here. Sorry to throw you under the bus and force you on camera, but here we are. So tell me all about what's going on here and what you are in charge of while this is happening.
So when we got started right here, it's a stress shoot, for the USASOC Best Squad. This is to evaluate, test guys on combat marksmanship. All right, unlike a normal flat range that somebody would go to where you're static, not moving. This incorporates more real world marksmanship that you're going to potentially face in overseas.
Absolutely. I should probably have you guys introduce yourselves too. My apologies. Sir?
So I'm Major Pete Ryder. I am the 6th Battalion Executive Officer for 6th Battalion, 6th Battalion 2nd Special Warfare Training Group.
Yep. And Master Sergeant Eric Starr, the Operations Sergeant Major for 6th Battalion 2nd Group.
Awesome. Turn both mics on for me. We're learning as we go. you guys don't love that.
Got it.
I got this guy.
We share it?
Well, so I know it's obviously very important for soldiers to be able to operate under stress and move, maneuver, shoot. Especially, I mean, we're special operations, right? We're doing some of the toughest things out there on the line. So how important is this day for all of Best Squad?
So I think what makes this a little bit different and what's important is that it is a balance of shooting, athleticism, and then teamwork. So yes, they're going through here as individuals, but the team score is a collective average. So you're only as strong as your weakest link, and this lane is designed to test that. And then at the end of the day, that's what they'll be ranked off of. It's only one day out of a 5-day long competition, but we think it is a good balance of all those things. So you don't have to be an expert with your rifle, your pistol. It helps. You also have to be physically fit and then a good team player.
So one of the biggest things that we try to emphasize with this, every stage of this event has some type of combat focus. All right, even the sled pull. Unfortunately, there are times you do have to drag heavy things, but the different shooting positions, the different weapon systems you're using, trying to incorporate as much of a, like I said, a real world experience as much as we can. So soft, you always train as you fight. So this is a pretty good example of it.
Absolutely. And I'm sure the expectations are kind of high for the people who are competing. Is it just purely a timed event? Is it an aggregate for all the guys going? How does that work?
Yeah, so the score at the end of it is based on time as well as accuracy. All right, so accuracy does actually matter. All right, anybody can shoot, rounds down range, and if you're not hitting what you're shooting at, you're wasting ammo, right?
So the popsicles that are up over there, the 3 paper targets, they have to be an A-zone hit or a 5-ring hit, so that smallest spot there. Anything outside of there, center mass, is 3 seconds. Any
Okay.
kind of miss is 3 seconds. So at the subsequent barriers, there are 3 pieces of steel down towards the wood line that we can't see from here. Each miss on there is another 3 seconds. So if you're just rushing your shots, you're getting 3 seconds for every time you do not hit the target. Same with the pistol steel, 3 seconds. If you don't manage your ammunition, if you blow through it, anything you don't engage is an additional 5 seconds. So if you're not incorporating some of those HPW, HPO things that they teach everyone going through the Q courses, as far as your cognitive skills of catching your breath, realizing where you're at, realizing how many rounds you fired, you're going to rack up penalties very fast and then not be competitive.
So walk me through some of the events. I know we have a sled pull. Is it 90 pounds?
Yep.
90-pound sled pull. You have, is it 25-meter target, your M4, and then you're running up and doing what?
All right, so like you said, start off with the 90-pound sled pull. We designed this so you're pulling hand over hand the entire time. All right, so you can't back up with it. It's strictly upper body strength. The reason why we did that, it simulates having to pull something from behind cover. All right, you move from there up to the 25-meter rifle, unsupported, so you're standing up, engaging targets. All right, that's your close-in engagement. All right, move down to the first barrier, and you're engaging the steel targets at about 150 meters. 3 rounds per target from 3 different positions on that barrier.
Okay.
All right. Once you finish that, you're moving down to the second barrier. It's about 75 meters. The exact same course of fire for that one. Once you finish there, you're picking up 2 45-pound kettlebells and move them over about 50 meters to where the pistol bay is. All right. Once you're at the pistol bay, you're going to alternate between a torso-sized steel and a 4-inch steel plate, rotating back and forth. So you're transitioning targets between a large target and a small target. So working target acquisition, and again, keeping up that that cognition for target identification. Once you finish with that, shooting for the lane is complete. The lane is not complete as whole though. Somebody went over on time.
Ah.
All right. So once you finish the pistol, you're going to pick the kettlebells back up, bring them back over to the VTAC barrier, move back up here to the sled, and then drag the sled back to the start position.
Gotcha. And then just because that just happened, so you go over time, are they done, or they still finish the iteration?
No, that's it. So 7 minutes, 30 seconds is drop dead time. So air horn goes off there, lane stops, any targets they did not engage. Again, that's where you get back to the failure to engage penalty, start adding up, and then score is reflective of that.
Awesome. And I know you said Ranger Regiment's leading right now. What is the best time? Just out of curiosity.
4 minutes and 44 seconds.
Woo! Moving.
Yeah.
It's good. Love to see it. Well, I'm sure you guys are having fun out here doing the things. I mean, this is my favorite day.
80 day outside the office is a good day.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And we'll have you back on, maybe. We'll force you back on camera.
I'll be here.
We'll be here.
All right, guys. I'll let you get out of here.
All right, appreciate it, brother.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Sir, thank you.
Yep.
So that was an awesome explanation of all the things that we're doing here at the range. Obviously, like I said, it's my favorite day. I wish I could get out there and do this. If I could have a live GoPro and do it with you guys, it'd be awesome. One day. However, I think it's time we talk about what it means to be all you can be.
You're reaching deep inside you. Go! The things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Be all that you can. You can do it in the Army.
Your Army recruiter can tell you how to qualify. Call this number toll-free.
Okay, so you just got an overview of who those 8 teams are who are competing in USASOC Best Squad 2025. We want to know in the comments who you think is going to take that ultimate title. And this is a heavy weight to bear, right? Because this isn't over after this week.
Oh, no. This is only day 2 out of 4, 5?
Yes, but what happens at the end?
Wow. What does happen at the end?
Come on, Alan. He's so excited to be at
I know.
at the
Every
range.
competition doesn't matter.
Nothing
I'm here.
matters.
I want
that's
to go
the mind
shoot.
of an infantry officer. Tunnel vision, okay? So the winner of this competition.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yes, will go on to represent U.S. Army Special Operations Command in the Big Armies competition in October. And actually, we're excited that Fort Bragg will be hosting that competition right here, the center of the universe, the home of Airborne and Special Operations, in October. All of the Army competitors are gonna come here to compete. We're hoping that USASOC takes the ultimate title, though.
Absolutely, and the coolest part about that competition is they do most of it here, but then they actually do a handoff and transfer back up to Washington, D.C. to finish out the competition in the Capitol. It's kind of neat.
It is neat, and here's the interesting part. There's lots of interesting parts, but we have a pretty good track record. USASOC, our team, which has been the 75th Ranger Regiment the last 3 years, which is as long as the competition has been in existence, 2 out of those 3 years has won the Big Armies competition. Last year, we fell a little bit short. However, I think these guys are going in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they're ready to take back the title.
I think so. Like I mentioned yesterday, we have a record number of Green Berets participating in this event.
We sure do.
So
Yes.
anything could happen, but we're here at the range. I know the Rangers are living and breathing this day right now, and obviously they have the fastest time, just over 4 minutes. So we will see what happens.
Talking about the makeup of the teams, you just looked through those team photos of each of the 8 teams that are being represented out here. There's a lot of questions in the comments for some of our posts about why don't we see just Green Berets or just Rangers? And that's a fair question, because when people think about USASOC, a lot of times they think about the Green Beret, but there are so many other aspects to this formation, and that's our enablers and our support staff. That's all those other jobs that make us do what we do. So on a lot of these teams, you are going to see the enablers who have put in the time to show up and make this happen. Because one thing that CSM Nauman says a lot, and it's important point to drive home, is that these teams, they were not told to be here. They chose it.
Absolutely.
They volunteered.
Absolutely.
Which brings a bit of a different aspect to it, right?
Well, and you mentioned CSM Nauman and her insight, and General Braga at the same time yesterday said selection is an ongoing effort. So it doesn't matter who you are in the operational force, you are supporting the effort, but every day is testing how well and efficient you are at your job, and that's what Best Squad's all about.
That's a great thing about the RSOF community. Throughout the broadcast, we're going to tell you a little bit more about what it means to be an RSOF soldier, and it's so much more than what is on the surface. We're going to bring you a few more interviews so you can get a little bit more of a taste of the RSOF community. But if you have any questions, if you're sitting at home possibly thinking, hey, maybe I want to do that, drop your questions in the comments. We'll make sure to get those answered. We'll have a special operations recruiting battalion representative reach out to you, because I will tell you, I've been working at USASOC for a little bit over a year, and it is a special place to be. There's nowhere like it in the Army.
I agree. And you know what, Sarah, I think we put the special in special operations.
Oh, look at that.
Live streaming.
He's got jokes. Look, an infantry officer with jokes. I love it.
Fun. I'm at the range. I'm happy.
He's at the range and he's happy. Well, before we waste any more time, we want to bring you a very special commercial break.
Absolutely.
Be all you can be, my friends.
For special situations, the United States Army has developed the Special Operations Forces.
You're reaching deep inside you. Go! The things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Be all that you can. You can do it in the Army.
Your Army recruiter can tell you how to qualify. Call this number toll-free.
So you just saw the teams, again, that will be participating. I don't think it's a bad thing that we reiterate who you are watching compete in this competition. This is going to be 5 days of the ultimate task. Right now, we're out at the range here on Fort Bragg. These teams are being tested on marksmanship, because that's the foundation of being a soldier. However, yesterday was a very long day. They had 3 tasks. It started at bright and early at 05:30. Our teams were tested on the ACFT. Right after that, they went to the pool event. And if you were watching our live broadcast, you saw how grueling of a competition that was. Some of the people out there were telling us during our interviews that the water is essentially the great equalizer, and you had to prepare for that going in. So if they weren't already smoked going into that, they certainly were after the last event of the day. That was the obstacle course. You may have seen some of the photos on our social media, but we're gonna take a moment to go back to that competition, the obstacle course, take you through day 1 so you can get a small glimpse at what our teams are up against.
This is about the squad. It's about the non-commissioned officer and the soldiers coming together as a team, using everybody's strengths and weaknesses to get them through all of these events and really figure out who is the best squad across USASOC.
I was just trying to get through everything as quickly as possible, help my squad get through everything as quickly as possible as well.
I've watched all of us push ourselves. They've yelled at me to move the pace a little faster. I've yelled back a little bit nicely. They got a little mean with me, which I love. That builds that camaraderie.
Coming out here and putting one foot in front of the other, doing the things they know how to do and not quitting. Just keep moving forward.
I hopped in the water today knowing that I'm not the best swimmer, and I gave it my all out there. And then with the obstacle course, I would have done as good as I did without my team.
You know, I've already seen amazing things here on day 1 as we've watched the competitors, some of whom struggle a little bit with some of the events. You know, we had a pool event earlier. Not everybody's a great swimmer, but I saw every one of them get through the event by just doing it one step at a time.
Okay, so you can hear us yak. We can talk a lot, we know that. But that's not what we know you want to see. You want to see the competition, what's going on right now. I think they're in between teams. They're switching out. I believe 4 have gone. That's half of the 8.
That's correct.
But you earlier got the down low on what they're being tested on.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just a stress test, a stress shoot. You're running around shooting and making sure you can do it within the time. 7:30 is 7 minutes and 30 seconds is their cutoff point. If you hear the air horn in the background, that means a team went over time. But on top of that, you can't just run around and shoot. You got to shoot at a target. If you're not hitting the target, then you're not effective. So they're also grading based on how many targets they hit, both on paper and steel. You might be able to hear, if you listen very closely, I don't know how well our audio can pick it up, but downrange you can actually hear the tink, tink, tink of them hitting metal, which is obviously a good sign. So all of that combined, they take an average, I believe, of all of the teams in the squad and then go from there.
What type of preparation goes into this? As if you can look over on our other camera 2, they are prepping for this sled drag. So it's not just marksmanship. You also, there's a lot of strength and agility aspects of this. They're prepping the sled right now. What will they be doing next?
Yeah, obviously, you know, while you're in combat, anything can happen. And what this simulates is if you have a downed teammate, or you have to move something, or go behind cover, move something to be behind cover, and be an effective combatant in a time of very stressful situation. And it mimics that situation, and then after you're done, you have to get back up and shoot. So, you know, there's an element here where you have to be in great cardio shape. You have to be able to do all these things, huff and puff, while you're in full kit, and then still be able to be effective and look down your weapon and, you know, take it over. But I'm going to throw over to Sarah. We have some special guests here to talk about this entire event.
If we could just make sure that we get the camera set, because I absolutely do have some special guests. They came off the range
about 2 hours ago, ma'am.
Okay, so you guys have been waiting a little bit. We have the team from the 75th Ranger Regiment. You have some big shoes to fill, because 3 years of USASOC Best Squad Ranger Regiment has taken the title. Talk about what goes into preparing for this.
Honestly, ma'am, just doing our day-to-day training. The lifestyle of the 75th Ranger Regiment prepares you really well for a competition like this. We stay busy doing just drills and tactical tasks, working with our hands, PT every day. So not to discredit this competition in any way, but just the day-to-day lifestyle of the 75th Ranger Regiment, like it's not too big of a learning curve being in an environment like this.
This is in the DNA of being a Ranger, you're saying?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's talk about, did you all volunteer to compete for this, or were you voluntold? How did this squad come together?
Actually, we were going to have a team that was filled with volunteers, but I got told like a week before that we're going to do this. So.
And I'm going to give this one a shout out. The only other time I've seen him was he came in first on the ACFT run yesterday, correct? What was your final time?
I think it was 12:08.
What goes into preparing and working together as a squad? This isn't an individual event, right?
It is not, no. So it's going to take a lot of time with your team, just getting to know them, seeing what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then based off of that, we can attack the next event accordingly off of that.
We talked a little bit about earlier what it takes to be a Ranger. The culture is something where you really don't find that anywhere else in the Army. Is that something you had always wanted to be a part of? What brought you to the Ranger Regiment?
I think Regiment does a great job of like advertising their strengths, and everyone sees the videos and they want to be a part of it. So like talking to guys who had been a part of it and seeing the videos, I think that brought me towards that lifestyle.
Is it what you expected?
It is, yeah. I enjoy it.
What about you? What is it about the culture of Ranger Regiment and of Special Operations that attracted you?
I think just the drive to like be the best. So that brought me, as well as just high standard, big shoes to fill, yeah.
Yeah, we talk a lot about standards in Special Operation. There is a standard. You meet and exceed that. Nothing else. Let's talk about this competition. What was yesterday like for you guys?
Yesterday was great. We did a PT test, a pool workout, and then an obstacle course. So a lot of PT right up our alley. Just getting
Did every member of the team max the AFT?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Okay. So. Did you prepare in any way for the pool or some of those tests that may not be in your regular PT plan?
We did get in the pool a little bit more. Rangers aren't necessarily known for swimming, but we strive to be able to dominate any environment that we are. It's part of our creed. So we did get into the pool a couple times as a squad, just getting more comfortable in a slightly more unfamiliar environment.
Is there anything about this competition so far that surprised you?
I wasn't looking for, or I wasn't expecting the stress shoot to be like this, and I was really actually surprised pleasantly.
Break that down a little bit more for me. Why were you surprised?
I was more of a smoker, and then we were able to actually apply some of the skills with like our weapons and stuff like that.
Who's your like top shooter on the team? Who's the one that did the best out there? Or
we haven't gotten our final scores yet, so we're not sure.
Okay, I like that. That's a team event. Okay. One final plug for you all. As we were saying, being a part of the Ranger Regiment really is a lifestyle. It's a culture, the branding. Everybody sees it on social media and wants to be a part of it. If there is someone out there that's watching this live feed, I keep saying this on our live stream, but they want something more. They feel like they want to be a part of something greater. What's your pitch to them about why they should take that next step? Who's going to take that?
I would just say if you want to be a part of an environment where from the newest private to the regimental sergeant major, where you're going to be pushed and held feet to the fire, held to a standard every single day, where you're going to be pushed and you're going to have opportunities that you can't get anywhere else in the Army, then the 75th Ranger Regiment is the place for you.
I love that. From the lowest private to all the way at the top to the regimental sergeant major, you're going to be held feet to the fire. That's great. Put that on a poster or something. Fantastic. What are you all looking forward over the next, you've got 2 days left of tasks. Are you worried about anything? Are you ready to tackle it all?
The whole team is ready. Yeah, ready to go.
Are you going to take back that title? Because last year, Ranger Regiment fell short at the big Army competition. Do you come in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see how it shakes out. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure we'll check in with you a little bit later in the competition, but good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to send it back to camera 2 right now, but what you're looking at is this stress test that is going on. 4 teams did this task so far. Day 2 of the competition is just the range. They're here all day. Yesterday, as we said, they had 3 tasks. They were AFT early in the morning, followed by the pool event, and then ended at the obstacle course. They put it all out on the line then, and then they came out here on the range. Tomorrow another task, the next day another task. So these guys are smoked by the end of the competition, but that's what this is all about. This is USASOC Best Squad. We're going to give you a moment to refresh your memory on what teams are competing here this week. 8 teams from across U.S. Army Special Operations. Take a look.
You will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself.
First Special Forces Group. 3rd Special Forces Group. 7th Special Forces Group. 8th Psychological Operations Group. 95th Civil Affairs Brigade. 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. 75th Ranger Regiment.
Back here live, looking at the range, they're resetting for the next iteration. One of the things I love about being out here is it really tests the endurance and mental fortitude, but also physical fortitude of a soldier and their effectiveness going downrange. Oh, what? I mean, you can tell the person who's resetting this, that is 90 pounds. It is tough to move, and to do all that and then continue to move and shoot and do it accurately is a very, very difficult thing to endure, but that's what we train for here at Army Special Operations, and this is the best of the best. So whoever wins this competition of Best Squad, they really are the best of the best, going towards the Big Army competition in October, and then fighting for that slot to be the best of the best of the best. All right, so this next iteration has started, and I mean, look, that's difficult. You got to make sure your weapon's not in your way too. You don't want to lose your weapon either, but he's moving. So imagine full kit. They're lucky right now that it's an overcast day here in North Carolina, and he's going to shoot 25 meters with M4. On to the next target. So he's going to run down here and get to the first platform and take shots at the targets downrange. Now imagine if you're in full kit, full uniform, in a helmet, under the hot sun in North Carolina. They've been training for that. And they're honestly very lucky that it's overcast. It's kind of a nicer day out today. Last week, we were in the high 90s. It was feeling like it was 110 with the humidity. So, and they were training in that weather to prepare for Best Squad that's happening right now. But that's why it's all about having physical fortitude and mental fortitude to push past that comfort level and be effective downrange. Now we have a awesome guest interview with, I believe this is the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. Sarah, take it away.
Okay, we are joined with Team Swick, correct? Okay, I want to kick it off. Day 2 of the competition. Let's get right into it. What has it been like for you?
It's not as hot today, so that's an amazing thing. We got out there, we pushed, and realized it's a lot different than just shooting and zeroing. So when you're out there and your heart rate is going, it's a different experience when you're pulling a trigger.
This is the 4th test that you guys have been up against. You had 3 yesterday. It was a long day. Has there been a highlight, or is it closer than you expected?
I think a highlight is just how well we're coming.
Especially on social media, when they think of USASOC, they think of only Green Berets, but there's so much more to this formation, and you see it represented in this competition. So going down the line, like, what is everybody's jobs, and how did you all come together?
Being a support battalion for Swick, we support all of the different schools and stuff that go on along that echelon. So we have 2 maintainers, weapons maintainers. We have our supply, who gets everything we need, fixes our weapons, our S1, our human resources personnel, and then I'm just an infantryman. So it's very different background from all of us that we can take away in this competition and kind of learn from each other.
But what does that say about RSOF, how all these people with different jobs, different backgrounds can come together, and none of that matters, right? You all have to show up and compete.
So it's just being in Swick, there's another level of like expectation. So even though I'm not direct combat arms, or they're not direct combat arms, like, we still get after it, right? Everyone's a soldier at the end of the day, and that's paramount to our job and supporting the RSOF pipeline.
You talked about joining or wanting to do this because you wanted to test yourself and see how you could show up. What do you have to say to somebody who might be watching, who might be like, okay, I kind of want to test myself too. They haven't joined the Army. Would you encourage them to take the same path?
Yes, I would just say don't be afraid to put yourself out there and get in basically like challenges that will mentally prepare you just for life and just in general.
What is next for you guys? I mean, I know you don't have a whole lot of knowledge about the next tasks. That's on purpose. But what are you expecting out of this competition? You've got 3 more days left.
Well, we're really looking forward to tonight. We're going to make a campfire. We just get to camp out tonight.
Look at that. This is great.
That's going to be pretty great. So
there you go.
we brought the guitar, so we're going to have a great
Those
time.
stories.
Absolutely.
And we know there's going to be land navigation at some point, so we're ready for a wake-up call whenever that's going to happen and find our way, see some things in the woods. It's Fort Bragg. Who knows what's out there? And find our points, make it back, see how that day goes. We're taking it day by day through this entire thing.
Has this competition surprised you guys in any way? Yeah.
Yes, I would say the stress shoot. I got the horn, but sadly, just this environment most definitely, like, this is my first time doing a stress shoot, so it most definitely surprised me. I would say that.
That's awesome. You think you would do it again if you were given the opportunity? With prep time, yeah. So how long did you guys have to get your team together?
4 days.
4 days, man! And you guys showed up, and you're coming together as a team. That's incredible. Okay, well, I wish you guys the best of luck. You've got 3 more days left. Are you already a little smoked?
After yesterday, a little bit, but I mean, today's been pretty much all of a rest. I mean, we had, 6 or 7 minutes of work getting smoked for the stress shoot, but I mean, after that, and then we have all tonight to recover for, being on our feet all day tomorrow. So I think we're all pretty fresh again.
Who's the land nav pro? Who's best at it?
I feel like it's me. They're all looking at me. So hopefully there's 4 lights behind me all night. So
I love it.
We'll hope for that.
Well, good luck, guys. Thank you guys so much. We're going to go back out to our second camera so you see a live look at what is going on. I think they're going through the sled drag right now. We'll take a break and we'll come back to you in a little bit. Thanks for joining us.
this on, cut this one. All right, so we're here with a couple of special guests. You guys are Green Berets, right? We have a record number of Green Berets participating in this event.
That's what we've heard.
For some reason, you guys don't always show up to Best Squad, but you're here.
Can't imagine why.
Well, thank you so much for joining me live, and I'd love you guys to introduce yourself and tell me about what's going on.
So my name is Staff Sergeant Thompson. I'm an 18 Delta. Right now we're doing a stress shoot. It's a lot of fun. A lot of guys coming out, just seeing what they got, and I'm enjoying it.
Love it, love it. How about you?
Yep, I'm Sergeant Brewer, 18 Echo. I'm out at SECO 1-1 Special Forces Group. So we're out in Okie, so we traveled a long way to get here. Traveled about 36 hours. So it's been good to get out here with a couple of the support cats that, out in 1-1. So we've got like a mechanics guy, S6 guy. So different guys around the battalion, but it's been good to kind of link up with them and give it our best shot as out here at the Best Squad competition.
Now, I've been telling Sarah this entire stream that this is my favorite day. I'm an infantry officer. This is my bread and butter, shooting weapons, having a good time. But there's a lot of important stuff that goes on here. This is probably the most important event to see how effective you are under stress, maneuvering, sweating, huffing, puffing, and shooting effectively. It's got to be motivating for you guys to see everyone here participate and do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were going to say something else. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see, especially like the support guys that are with us. Like one guy's in the motor pool, one guy's in the S6, works with radios. They're not technically classified as combat MOSs, but they're out here grinding and they're shooting better than some of us. They're hitting all the targets. So it's humbling in my experience to shoot. That see them like kind of outshoot us in different ways, but it's been good. They're putting their hearts out, and yeah, this is one of our favorite days. And just getting on the range and shooting. So it's been fun today.
What is the hardest part of this iteration? Where do you feel it the most?
I would say once we left that little flat portion right there, we were running up to the first barricade. It's pretty challenging to get into that rhythm of breathing, shooting, getting your hold, and applying good rounds on target. That was the hardest part for me, at least. I didn't really get that rhythm down until the second barricade, but practice makes perfect, and just keep on trying.
Yeah, and it's a good. You got to get a good balance of moving fast, but also shooting accurately. Because when you miss rounds, then you're getting time added to your score. But if you sit there too long, then you're also adding time. So you got to strike that balance of being fast and being accurate. So that's always important.
Yeah, I've been having fun watching at the end when you guys come back. You have to end with a sled pull again, and I can tell it's just that's the slog. You felt it. You've ran around. You've shot, and it's like, man, 90 pounds to drag again. Holy! It looks easy when you first start, and then you're smoked. So what does that mean for you guys going into the next event? Obviously you're going camping tonight, right? And then you have some stuff going on tomorrow. What do you know and what are you prepared for?
Yeah, that's the job. You give maximum effort at all times. You're going to get a little smoked, but there's never a time in combat where you're going to be fully rested, well hydrated, and well fed. So this is a good kind of precursor to the events that are to come. So we're going to go out and do some land nav. After the land nav portion, we're going to go into a roughing portion. So, it's just about time management. Make sure that all of our gear is appropriately PCC'd, PCI'd. Make sure that all of our guys are good to go, and just keep on keeping on.
Changing your socks, drinking water, obviously. What event are you looking forward to after today?
I like the physical event, so I'm looking forward to the 12-mile ruck. Just seeing how hard I can push myself and push the other guys and see kind of how we place based on the 8 squads. So I'm excited for that event.
Absolutely. So for anyone watching at home who, you hear Green Beret, you hear Ranger, you think, oh my goodness, I want to be those. They're my heroes. They're amazing people. Anyone can be it if you push yourself and go take that challenge, go to selection. What would you say to someone who is younger, looking at joining the Army and potentially going to an 18 X-ray program?
I would say that the limitations of human achievement are self-imposed, if that makes sense. So if you believe it, you can achieve it. Before this, I was a high school science teacher for at-risk youth out in Eugene, Oregon. I didn't think that I would be able to do this, but I was like, you know what, this looks pretty cool. I'm gonna give it my best shot, and you know, here I am, despite my best efforts.
I love that.
Yeah, just start now. So I'm an 18X I've been in the Army about 3 years. So just if you're young and want to join, have those aspirations, join the military, go X-ray program. So just start with the basics now. Just PT every day, just being consistent in the small things, and then building, and then getting in contact with the right people, SOAR recruiters, or join the military when you're young, going over to the 75th, or just starting that path early, and then just getting the basics under your belt, PTing and just being healthy.
I love that. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck for the rest of the competition. Go kick some butt. It's fun to watch you. You motivate me, so keep doing it. Appreciate it. Take care. All right, y'all, that was an awesome conversation with some great Green Berets who are competing in this event at Best Squad, USASOC 2025. I'm going to throw it back to the live camera to see what's going on. We got an iteration happening right now, and we'll be right back with you.
This is your Army. It's important you as young people know what your Army does. I hope you feel the weight of that jersey when you put it on, because we're proud of it. That's what good teams do. All different walks of life, all different upbringings, and you sacrifice that and you leave that at the door and you put it all on the field. You respect the jersey. We love wearing this uniform. We love wearing this jersey. It's an honor. It's a privilege. Now, whether you play at the professional level or not, I want you to remember, we've got a jersey for you. Now, whether you study nursing, the arts, scientists, play drums, we got a jersey for you. Whether you're into robotics, engineering, storytelling, we got a jersey for you. And if you want to be on a passionate team, the ultimate team, and if you want to figure out what you want to do as far as being all you can be, we got a jersey for you. This here's a different jersey. This one's 250 years old. Protecting the nation day in and day out. This jersey comes in one size. It's legendary. And we got a jersey for you.
We got a jersey for you. Isn't that an incredible video?
It is. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Produced by Major Will Lamb. He's a psychological operations officer who works now for USASOC making films like that. And that's the kind of stuff that you can do within special operation. It really is what you make it. He used his talents for that. We're using our talents for this. You never know until you try. That's kind of the message that we're trying to get across through these soldiers. Just putting yourself out there. And as CSM and General Braga always preach, don't self-select.
Absolutely. And I will say that you know, these products that we're able to make and showcase our story of special operations is made possible by the people at the top. Lieutenant General Braga and Command Sergeant Major Nauman, they are great on camera. They love to be here with us and tell their story, but also share the stories of the people here in the enterprise. That's what this is all about. It's about people coming together and being effective, both downrange, but also behind the scenes. And that's what Best Squad's all about, is seeing people perform at their best.
Yeah, CSM said that yesterday, that she was most excited for the audience to be able to get to know some of our soldiers, because her job every day, she gets to get out there and meet the people that make up special operations, but you don't always get to do that. You see the post of the action, the range, but actually hearing their stories. Every soldier has a different why they chose this path, and we feel lucky to be able to bring you some of those stories and that why. I do encourage you, if you don't follow USASOC on social media, we're pumping out a lot of those great stories every single day. Follow Army Special Ops Command on Instagram. Of course, we're right here on YouTube. We got a lot of great content coming out. But also, we keep saying this, if you maybe are wondering if you could maybe join our ranks, we want to hear from you.
Absolutely.
So if you have any questions, we have recruiters standing by to answer those. Just pop them in the comments. Special Operations Recruiting Battalion is on standby to answer any questions that you have. Remember, we have 8 teams fighting for the ultimate title of USASOC Best Squad. This is day 2. Let's give a brief recap of what they're doing. They're on the stress shoot. This is their 4th competition, correct?
Their 4th competition. They did their Army fitness test yesterday morning, followed by a swimming event, a relay in the pool, and then they ended yesterday with an obstacle course. And now we are on the stress shoot where they are moving heavy objects, running around, shooting, making sure they're being accurate, but also you know, fighting through that pressure and that stress of huffing and puffing while in full kit. And I had mentioned earlier that, thank God, it is overcast here in North Carolina, because last week was 99, 100 degrees, and whew, that would be tough for me to do.
It would be tough. What is incredible about this event is the winner at the end of the week will find out on Friday who gets that title of USASOC Best Squad. On Friday, that will be named, and whoever wins is going on in October to represent USASOC in the big Army competition. That's the main stage. This competition has been around for 3 years. All 3 years, 75th Ranger Regiment has represented USASOC. 2 out of those 3 years, they have won the big competition. Last year, they did not. And a little bit ago, we asked them about that. They said that they are coming into this competition with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They've got to retake that title.
Hey, I can't blame them. And they have the credentials to do it, the skill set, and I'm looking forward to seeing who out of all of these 8 teams represents Army Special Operations in the big competition.
But we don't have any favorites. It's only day 2. This is anyone's game. There's a lot of competition left, and we're going to take you on a ride for all of it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We'll have another live coming at you, and follow us on social media. We want to hear below who you think's going to win. Because this is USASOC Best Squad, and it's anyone's game.
Absolutely, and who knows, maybe public affairs team next year.
We'll see. TBD on that. Great idea, Alan.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you soon.